1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air. And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. You're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen, Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod!
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
Sitting down here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar on a rainy day on the south side. I mean, this guy shows up at my door, umbrella in hand, full get up, because he just came from doing a funeral and a wake outdoors, which is incredible to me. Father Tom Hurley from Marist. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks a lot. Thanks for letting me in.
How do I not? I don't think I'd get into the pearly gates if I deny a priest who's banging on the door in a monsoon. Okay? I'd actually open up, there's a valve on the filter for the pool, I know you noticed probably as you were running through the backyard to get to the back door where the studio is. And I open it up and it's just draining the water as it comes in, because otherwise it's just going to be pouring over. Like right now it's making up for the drought over the last couple of days here on the south side.
There's nothing brown around here. Everything's green again.
And you walked into the basement and immediately asked me whether or not I had water. And I know some people are probably dealing with that. Right at the beginning of the show, you hear the ad for our proud sponsors, Family Waterproofing Solutions. Now's the time to reach out to them. Named one of the Southland's best 2 years in a row, going for a third. Express service is available right now. If you know what you want, if you're standing there right now looking at it saying, uh-oh, I got a problem after all of this rain, you can see the cost right on their website, order and schedule on-site immediately for quick service. You can also give them a call, 24/7, 365 at 708-330-4466. Keep the water out of your basement. Take care of the problem. If you have one right now, your basement's best defense is at familydry.com. So hopefully you get good weather for the second annual Summerfest. This was the first time we met you. You were down here to promote your first one ever. I remember you a little unsure. You're like, I hope it goes well. And it must have gone well because you're doing it again.
We are. You know what? And I thank you for that. Yes, it was a year ago. And we did our first one, our first Southside Summerfest. And we had such a great time, great crowd. And there's just a great buzz in the area that we said, let's do it again. So we're all set for it. I'm just hoping I need this rain to get out, get it out of its system. You know what I mean?
You got a little bit of time. It's on the Saturday, July the 22nd.
22nd,
over
right.
at Marist Stadium.
Right.
And you've got a couple of bands. Do you remember who they are?
So our first band is some local talent. They're well appreciated. American Pie. They're going to start us off at 4:00 on that Saturday, July 22nd. And then after them, we'll welcome Mr. Blotto to the stage. Again, pretty popular band. And then our headliner is the Freddie Jones Band.
Freddie Jones Band.
Yeah.
Freddie Jones Band is from back when I was doing alternative radio in college, the Freddie Jones Band.
Okay.
I think it was the first time I ever played a Freddie Jones Band song. I can't believe they're still around. So that's kind of a nostalgic one right there. You should get a crowd for them.
Yeah, but people are really excited about it. You know, their name is still hot, and I like their music. I think it's great stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what is the deal to get in the Summerfest? What are the details? Do you have to purchase the tickets in advance? Can I show up at the door? How does this work?
Either way. With the gift of technology, you can buy it pre-sale. I mean, it saves you $5. We're doing $35, pretty nominal. I mean, it's $35 pre-sale, $40 at the door. You can walk up to the gate there at the stadium. It'll be good stuff. We got, all sorts of refreshments for everybody, adult beverages and whatever else. Plus, Lou Malnati's is back. They're our main food sponsor, so who doesn't like Lou's, And so we'll just have a great night.
Yeah, I love Lou's.
Oh,
You're
Lou's is awesome.
You have Lou's pizza there and some beers and some and some bands. It sounds like a
And
plan.
you're outdoors on a summer night. What more could you ask for?
All right, so you did this festival last year.
We did.
And I thought to myself, I was like, that's an undertaking. Having a festival outdoors, you got a VIP area. I see you're doing it again this year, where it's basically, it looks like it's an all-inclusive type thing, drinks, food, and you're only giving 200 of them away. The area sold out pretty quick last year for $150 as VIP admission. But I mean, that's a real festival. When you're doing a VIP section, when you're bringing in multiple bands, when you got a headliner that people recognize, when you're in the middle of a field, that's an undertaking. What did you learn last year? And did you learn anything from the first year that you're like, now we know exactly how to do this the second time around?
Oh, second time is a lot easier than the first, and yes, we learned a lot in terms of how we could do it better, how we could improve it. That's why, especially with the VIP section that you mentioned, I mean, we've increased it. We have, it's $150 to get in there. We're actually almost sold out of those, the VIP tickets, but we just learned a few lessons from last year, but just fine tuning. I mean, we did a really great job last year, and so we just fine tuned everything, and I think we're gonna be in great shape. I mean, like I said, I mean, so many of our schools around here, they're just great campuses, and Marist has a great campus, so we just thought, let's host a party for the neighborhood, and like I said, it's July. Let's get outside. Let's get outside while we can and enjoy a nice summer evening and enjoy some great people from around this area and some tunes and some beverages and little loos, and let's just celebrate.
Are the festivals maybe a better way these days to raise a little bit of coin and do some fundraising? I know that like our local parish here, Most Holy Redeemer, ended up canceling their carnival because they felt like it was going to be a logistical mess. But then they had a concert that, from what I understand, made up a good amount of that money. And they're like, this is something we may do more of, because the festival was just, it was a different animal than running a carnival with a ton of working parts. Is this something that you have found is a good thing for parishes and schools like Marist to be able to do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I was ordained 30 years ago, and this was my first assignment, was Holy Redeemer. So I was here back in 1993. So I went through a few years of the carnival, and I saw all the energy and work that went into it. And again, it's a good thing. It's fun for the kids, whatever. But, at the end of the day, where you're really going to make money for the mission of the parish is doing like something more like a concert, beer garden, doing the raffle stuff. I mean, it works. It's time honored. It works, and I think people enjoy it. Yeah, so this is a good thing. This is a night for the adults, and you got to be 21 and over to get in. And like I said, we live in a city and in a area of the country where, let's take advantage of the days we can get outside, because January and February will be here before we know it. And so to do something outside and have some fun and just allow us to host a party for the area and show a little hospitality, I think is a great thing. Southsiders know how to have fun.
I think we do. I think we know exactly how to have fun. And I think on the 22nd of July, Southside Summerfest is going to be an awful lot of fun. You can get tickets right through Marist.net, I see here. Don't forget the three bands you're going to see: American Pie, Mr. Blotto, and Freddie Jones Band. In advance, $35, $40 at the door. A couple of VIP passes still available at $150. And Father Tom Hurley, I appreciate you jumping in here. And you take your time walking out of here. I want to wait. I want you to wait for a lull so you don't get washed down the street.
Now I know what poor Noah went through.
Everybody, here is the go. Back with the pace. My jam is live and I'm best, and I don't waste time. Off the mic with a dope rhyme. Jump to the rhythm, jump to the rhythm, jump. And I'm here to combine beats and lyrics to make you shake your pants, take a chance. Come on, let's dance. Guys, grab a girl, won't wait, make the twirl. It's your world and I'm just a squirrel, trying to get a nut to move your butt to the dance floor. So your butt's up, hands in the air. Come on, everybody, say yeah. Everybody over here, everybody over there. The crowd is live enough for this fool. Party people in the house, move. Next in line, groove. Work me all night. Let the music take control. Let the rhythm move you. Sweat. Music is my life. Let the music take control. Let the rhythm move you. 'Cause music is
Everybody
my
dance
life.
now.
Music
Music is my life. Music is my life.
Everybody dance now.
'Cause music is my life.
Everybody dance now.
Music is my life.
Everybody dance now.
Southside Pod listeners, if you're planning for retirement, if you haven't even thought about planning for retirement, it's time to get on the ball. If you've been doing it for a long time and now you're getting older and you're like, am I actually ready to go? Whatever stage you're at, Tom Walsh, your Edward Jones financial advisor at 111th and Kedzie, is ready to take care of you. He's got my money. He's got Bill's money. Mike would rather just play the guitar and hope for the best. Don't be like Mike. Tom has been doing this for over 2 decades. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing attitude. He's going to make out a plan. He's going to speak to you plainly, and he's going to keep you up to date on what's going on. I get updates from him constantly. Right on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, or give him a call, 773-779-0023. We're on our way to the Quarry Ballroom, not the big giant quarry in Thornton, right now. All right, we're at the Quarry Ballroom. I have Ryan DeYoung here. Ryan owns the place. Ryan, how are you? Welcome to Southside Pod.
Doing great. Thanks for the podcast.
Oh, I appreciate you having me out here. You know, a lot of people ask me, like, well, you travel all over the South Side. Like, they'll think, like, Thornton, that's just so far away. I ran into you in Blue Island.
Right.
So you travel in the Blue Island, I travel in the Blue Island, we bump into each other. You're telling me about this place. I look it up online. I'm like, this place looks cool. And you did better than what I even expected. From walking in the door, the moment I walked into it, I was like, oh, look, they got the memorabilia. They got a cool bar here. They got a stage that's sitting here right behind us. You tell me we have a speakeasy downstairs I'm going to go check out. But first of all, describe for people what you will probably do a better job describing than I will. What is around us? This is the operation right here that nobody can see. I can see it out the window.
So the quarry itself is sitting across the street, or the actual factory and operation that runs that big quarry. And there's a Bozo hot dog next door and a 7-Eleven, and then a bunch of downtown Thornton that is kind of dilapidated or kind of fallen apart over time.
This place sneaks up on you. Like,
yeah.
I walked in, I was like, oh my goodness, look at this place. Like, where did you come from?
Yeah, so I had this idea after COVID hit. I thought, I don't want to gamble on the stock market. I had very little in savings, but I thought I want to be able to touch it and influence it instead of just wondering what's going to happen with stocks. And so I bought this building for very, very cheap because it was destroyed and it needed a ton of code upgrades. Underground plumbing was insane. I mean, just a lot of work had to go into the building, so I got it for cheap. And I just put all my heart and soul into this. I'm a contractor or a builder by my real job. This was, I hope, this is a passion project or something that I just hope goes good. But having that background, I was able to kind of know how to do the construction part of this. And we opened about a year and a couple months ago. And I just it's dedicated to music and everything local. So everything you see on the walls in here is within 30 minutes from here. All the rock stars, jazz singers, blues singers, soul singers, everything that's from this area. It's south side of Chicago, proud, I focus on everything that's local that we enjoy. If it's a craft beer and it's local, I put it in if the staff likes it.
Yeah.
So and it's been good.
Take me through the interior here, because everything feels very historic. You said the building was dilapidated. Did you make it look like it's been here for 100 years, or did you keep a lot of the stuff?
I did. The whole building looked like the dark brown paneling. This is the original ceiling, but it was smoke-colored gold. They had painted it gold because of so much smoking in here. It was just like black gold. This was a pub through the 20s, which means during all of Prohibition, this was a bar. So how did that work? Well, there was tunnels in the basement. One went to the post office, walking tunnels. You can walk through them.
And literally, you can walk from here in a tunnel to where the post office was.
I had to close it up when I bought the building.
Well, yeah, of course. You don't want
because it was structurally not sound. It was part of the foundation, had holes in it. So.
Look, I get it. But it is cool to think that there was a tunnel that ran through this place.
And then the Thornton Distilling, which is in town here.
Yes.
There's a tunnel that went there.
Yeah.
This was a This was a
Al Capone had that.
Al Capone had
Yeah.
this bar. This was his pub. It was a whorehouse upstairs. I have this documentation of what this building went through, but it was an illegal thing, you know. So,
All right, so I'm in Al Capone's pub and whorehouse
from Prohibition
with
era.
tunnels that take you to the distillery here in Thornton.
Yeah, true.
That right there is
It's
worth
pretty
coming
crazy.
into this
It's pretty,
place.
and that's why I put the Speakeasy in the basement. I just thought I have this room. I got to do something to vibe that, just bring that presence in. For me, it's not a huge deal because it's like I don't know. I don't know. People think gangsters are cool. Whatever. It is what it is.
I
you know?
like the history.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know,
it is.
I mean,
cool.
in the end, Al Capone was really a jerk who shot a lot of people.
And
did
what's
bad
weird?
things.
Yeah, exactly,
But I mean,
exactly,
like,
right?
But in the end,
yeah,
I love
so
the history of it.
That's why I'm kind of like leery. You know,
Right,
I don't tell
yeah.
tons of people or family people that come in here. I don't tell them the whole story because it's like I don't want to scare people away. But
They'll get a kick out of it.
My
He's dead.
my
He's
head
been gone
chef.
a long time.
My head chef is Steve Soltis, who is Polak Joe Soltis' grandson. Now he was Public Enemy number 9, Capone's right-hand man that run all the beer out of that well over there at the Thornton Distilling. So
Right.
he lives upstairs with his daughter. I mean, it's crazy. Their
You got so
connections
much
and
history
stuff,
here.
right?
So
Yeah,
much history.
it's all accidental too. I met Steve on accident when he was running that, and then he's like a creative genius. He does all these paintings and all the portraits in the Speakeasy he did, and we just become friends over the last decade. And then I find out all this stuff about him, but it all happened accidentally. You know, it just came together strangely like that. And so,
That's
and now he's
incredible.
my head chef. He makes the pizza. Our pizza is like a big. It took us 6 months to get it right, but it's like a lot like Vito and Nick's kind of pizza. And it's so he's just a creative genius, and I have him living here, and then I have a couple other employees that live on the other side.
The space is amazing, though. You got this set up here. Do bands play here? I know you
So-
got drums set up. Do you
yeah,
get,
so
do you
I have
get acts that
a
come in?
lot of entertainment. So Tuesday nights is karaoke. Wednesday is bingo. We give away 500 cash and prizes every week. Thursday night's open mic. It's a really fun jam night with a bunch of players. Every Friday and Saturday, there's everything from soul music, jazz music, blues, metal, punk, ska. I had 10 gospel singers up here one time. I mean,
So you got these acts coming in and doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Really professional acts. I let them use all of our gear, which is very high quality gear.
Well, I can see that you, even with the historic setup, you have the sound buffering and the setup here for this to be a live music venue.
And to keep it from this apartment too, because this guy's
Well,
living
you,
up there.
you don't
with
want to
his
make the
kid, and it's-
mobster's great grandson angry. Yeah.
Exactly, and he lives above. So yes, we offer the stage and our PA and everything. You just bring your guitar, plug in, grab your drumsticks, and go. Most bands use everything here. I'm going to be throwing a big bash in September 9th and 10th called the Quarry Blast 2023. I'm going to have a ton of stuff going on. You'll be able to dunk me in a dunk tank, so I know people will show up for that. But just a lot, like a big thing for families. I'm gonna have helicopter rides over the actual quarry and just stuff like that. It'll be pretty cool.
Anything that's really interesting about like the other room that's to the side of us, the Speakeasy downstairs? Is there something different about the experience, or they're just different places to kind of hang out?
Well, so the reason that I have the other side is for family friendly, or this is more feels like a pub.
Right.
And sometimes this is all ages at all times.
And
so
that's
it-
a family friendly
It's just like if you
restaurant
don't want
type
to
feel.
be in a pub vibe or have guys talking loud at a bar, you go over there. It's just better for a family.
Right.
And that, like I said, that we're every hour I'm open, Thornton allows this to be all ages. So kids are allowed in here at all times with the bands, with whatever's going on. They're allowed. The Speakeasy is absolutely a different vibe. It's like a true, real Speakeasy. You just have to see it, and it's no TVs, no internet. You can gamble on the Cubs and Sox, but it's going to be on AM radio. You drink out of you drink out of teacups because that's what they did back then. There's some portraits on the wall, some real cool stuff. Like my great grandfather's violin is on the wall. I mean, there's just stuff.
Yes. Do you have like the spirits from the distillery down here for the Speakeasy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a lot of different stuff, and a lot of what was cool when I first opened that's only been open a few months, and it mostly gets used as rented out for like a private party, graduations, anniversaries, birthdays, stuff like that. That's usually what it's for, or just like my good friends or people that I love. You know, I don't allow everyone down in there. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to make it like a members only thing or just keep it as a private party thing. But yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. There's swing music is always on downstairs, you know, and
It's a walk back in time kind of
very
feel.
much. You'll feel like you're in that era when you go down there. So it's
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
All right, so let's say somebody's watching this or listening to this, and they're like, okay, I want to check this out in Thornton. First off, the address, and secondly, if they're coming to the Quarry Ballroom, what's the one thing you think they should make sure that they try? Is there a certain beer? Is there a certain food item? Is there a certain experience? What do you want them to do?
So I would say you have to try either our deep dish or our pizza. I mean, it like I said before, it took 6 months to get, and it's starting to hit, and people are really coming here for it. It's very good.
What a cool little eclectic thing. I think you guys need to reopen that tunnel.
Yeah, well,
I think if we can just reinforce that tunnel, and I could walk from this place down the distillery and back again.
Yeah, right. No one would see you.
The tourist attraction that would be.
Well, I hope that. So there's another distillery opening up a few doors down from the one that's here.
Really?
It's Noel Garcia Distilling, and it's awesome too.
Thornton's blowing up.
It's crazy, and now
with
they're gonna have this.
Speakeasies and
We're
distilleries.
gonna have this casino over here in Homewood. And I'm hoping to do like shuttles to Thornton to check out this cool stuff.
Holy cow.
Once that's opened up. That's
So
my
when somebody
goal.
asked me, why did you go all the way out to Thornton? I'm telling you right now, Thornton's happening.
It's happening. It's coming back.
Get to Thornton. It's not that bad of a drive. Really, to be honest with you, it took me 20 minutes to get here from Evergreen Park, and boom, I was there. So that'll tell you how quick you can get out here. The address, where do they find you?
121 South Williams. Like I said, we are right next to Bozo Hot Dog, across the street from the quarry, and right next to 7-Eleven. We're sandwiched in between those. My website is thequarrythornton.com, and our Facebook page is The Quarry Ballroom.
Awesome place, man.
Thank you.
I can't wait to walk around and look at all the stuff that you want to show me.
Appreciate
here.
everything,
Thank
man.
you so
Appreciate
much.
the interview. I
Thank
really
you.
do.
Here, cheers.
Cheers.
It is now time for your Southside Pod Bulletin Board, brought to you by the brand new Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop at 95th and Kedzie. Man, they got a great selection of wines. The meatballs are a great value, the flatbreads are incredible, and do not forget about the bacon wrap dates. Remember, they are 21 and over, 3146 West 95th Street. Our good friend John Streets always comes by, brings me bourbon, and tells me all about these artisan markets going on around the South Side. Couple of them coming up on the 22nd of July. We're very close. That's a Saturday. Sound Growlers having their anniversary in Tinley Park. They are also going to have the artisan market out there and the beer and those tacos that they make. Kicks off at 5 p.m. with Wraith, Coke Goat, Choke Setter, These Beast, and Bongzilla. I believe those to be bands. Get your tickets on Eventbrite for $20. On the 23rd, the next day, a Sunday, one of my favorite breweries, Hailstorm Brewing in Tinley Park, is having the Flurry of Makers Artisan Market, and Southside Pod will be out there. Great scratch kitchen, incredible array of beers, kicks off at 11 a.m. and goes until 5. Do a little sipping, a little shopping, a little eating, a little bit of checking out that big giant beer hall and the working brewery and the incredible tap room. It's indoor, outdoor. They have a great patio there at Hailstorm. And then mark your calendars for the 29th of July, Summerween Market, back over at Sound Growler in Tinley. It's a mix of summer and Halloween. Nearly 3 dozen artists out there. It's going from noon until 5. As for something you may want to check out this weekend, I'm going to bring in our next guest, brought to you by sidsauce.net. I found them at one of those artisan markets. They're great. They grow the peppers right here on the South Side. They make the hot sauces. They put them up online. You can check out all the different flavors. They deliver to your door for the majority of this listening area. See more at sidsauce.net. Sitting down here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar, return guest Katie Regalado is here. You do theater. Last time I saw you, it was Beverly that you were doing a show in. You brought a guest, but first off, before we introduce her, I wanted to say hi to you. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back.
You surprised me. I thought just Beverly.
No,
and you're
sir.
doing something in Oak Lawn you're promoting, and then you got other stuff around the South Side you're promoting. So take me through how many different theater groups are you associated with right now, Katie?
So right now I'm going to talk about the 4 big ones in the neighborhood, but we all kind of work together. We're kind of trying to build a consortium of community theater in the neighborhood so that we can all promote each other's shows. We share actors, we share band members, we share a lot of different resources. So it's good that we work together and that we bring live art to the community.
All right. So the show that I originally heard that you were going to promote is Aladdin.
Yes.
In Oak Lawn.
Yes.
Okay. And this young lady here, your daughter, Grace. How are you, Grace?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the show. And, you know, I love this, too, because she's are you just about to enter high school?
Yes.
Just about to enter high school. Generally, kids this age look at me and say, who's this weirdo in his basement who's making me and my mother come over here and sit in front of microphones. And you were like, I told all my friends I'm going to be on the podcast. So I'm excited that I have a young person who's excited about being on the show.
Your followers might double, all under the age of 15.
We're gonna grab the teenage girl crowd now. Finally, we've been working on that for years on this show. So Grace, are you in this? Is that why you came along?
I am in this, yes.
So who are you playing? The genie?
I want to do, but I'm playing one of Aladdin's friends. His name is Babcock, and he's mainly known to eat food. So I'm pretty good at that. So I like my role.
That's not the monkey, is it? No.
No, so basically...
That's one of his buddies. I'm trying to remember the cartoon.
monkey,
I know that every time a theater person comes in here and they're like, oh, we're doing Sleeping Beauty, and I start talking about the Disney cartoon, or oh, we're doing The Little Mermaid, and I start talking about it. They're like, no, the plays are always a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like the monkey, but it's like split up into 3 different people.
Wow.
So they took the monkey out for the show because they can't have a monkey on stage.
Why not?
I know, it would be
I
fun,
know.
but...
And there's no tiger either.
Grace, you would have dressed as a monkey, wouldn't you? To get the monkey
of
part?
course.
Of course
Yeah.
you would have. Yeah. What the heck? You could pull this off. She could be a
Exactly.
monkey. It's 2023 for crying out loud. She could be whatever she wants to be.
Girls can do it all.
All right. So tell me a little bit about this performance. When is it happening? And how many people you got in this? Because I would imagine this is a big production.
There is 92 kids, and there's like 4 camp counselors, I believe. And opening night there's 2 teams, and opening night tomorrow is red team, and then opening night Friday is blue team.
All right, this comes out on Thursday, so opening night tonight, Thursday night, the 13th you have one, and then on the 14th, Friday, right away, if you're listening to the show when it comes out, you've got another performance. Are those the only 2 nights that you're doing
No,
this?
there's also Saturday and Sunday. There's 2 performances at 4 and 7 p.m.
How do people go and see it? Where's it at in Oak Lawn?
Sure. So it's at Oakview Center, which is at the Erica Heilman Theater, which is at 4625 West 110th
Oh, I know where that is.
Street.
It's right along 111th Street.
Exactly. They
If
have
you're,
the
if
big
you're heading
marquee.
west, it's before you get to
Yep.
Cicero. It's right near Aqua there along 111th with the cemetery running nearby. Yes.
Absolutely. And you can get your tickets at www.olparks.com.
I always see that Erica Heilman Theater as I go by.
She was a wonderful, wonderful community theater goddess. And so she passed away tragically, very young, of cancer. And so we were able to raise the funds and get the theater named after her, and her family supports it 100%. Her daughter is actually playing Jasmine in one of the casts.
Oh, well, that's really exciting.
Yes.
That's got to be a big deal
Very
right there.
cool.
What is that theater like in there? Because I've never seen it. I always see the sign. Like, that's something, if you drive down 111th Street in between Pulaski and Cicero, you will see that sign. It lights up. It's really
Sure.
big. And it's always like, okay, there's a theater here somewhere. It's probably one of these buildings over here, but I've never been inside of it.
So
Tell me what
it's
that's
so
like.
funny because the theater was built with a lot of love. They used to perform at the Oaklawn Pavilion, and then the school that was in this space closed, and they converted the old gym into a theater. So it seats about 290 people, and it's very comfortable, state-of-the-art lighting and staging, and it's a lot of love on that stage every time people go on, and it's really, really good quality production. So
What about is the age range for the cast members on this? Because you mentioned a camp, so I'm guessing this is a summer theater camp mainly.
It goes from, for the junior camp, for the summer camp, it goes 6, I believe, all the way to you're graduating from 8th grade.
Okay.
So like 14, 15 age range. And then during the winter, they do a teen show where it goes 7th grade all the way to senior year of high school.
And then they do other shows throughout the year where it's mixed age casts. So they're also doing Footloose there, which is going to be amazing. It's a ton of
Never
fun.
seen the movie.
You
Can
never
believe
saw
that?
the movie?
I saw parts of it like the other night.
Kevin Bacon? You
My
never
wife
saw
is
the
watching this
movie?
movie. I sit down and I go, is this Footloose? And she goes,
Oh
yeah. I'm like,
my
I never
goodness.
saw this movie before. Like I got the back half of it. You don't have to watch the whole thing to know what's going on.
No.
Okay? Kevin Bacon goes into a town. The preacher doesn't like dancing.
Exactly.
It's so ridiculous.
It is.
And then they all dance at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
basically
a feel-good 80s rom-com, but they converted it into a play and a musical, and it's so much fun. It's an energetic cast of probably about 45 people, ranging in age from like 16 and up. And I mean, the dancing will make you exhausted to watch. It's so good.
I can imagine. You have to be a pretty good performer to be able to pull off Footloose, I can imagine.
And that's happening in August, also at Oaklawn. August, the performances are the 4th through the 6th and the 11th through the 13th. So
also
2
at the
weekends.
Erica Heilman Theater.
Also at the Erica Heilman Theater.
Same way to get tickets as the other place.
Same way to get tickets.
Look at this. We're rolling along.
I know.
But now you're gonna throw a hitch into my giddy up here because you're gonna go to another theater.
I'm gonna kind of yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
all right.
share them all with you. So Beverly Arts Center, which is I think one of our most underutilized treasures on the south side of Chicago. It's a beautiful facility, state-of-the-art theater. They're performing Hello Dolly, and it's so fun because there's so many old 99th Street Summer Theater people from Macaulay days, the Pat Haynes days, and they're performing this awesome show, and that's happening August 3rd through the 13th. You can get your tickets at www.beverlyartscenter.com. It's going to be awesome. And then I wanted to tell you and your listeners, because not everybody, gets to be part of the theater, but they want to be on stage, but they don't know how. And sometimes when you're older, you don't know how to plug into stuff, right? So there's auditions coming up. So our great partners, the drama group in Chicago Heights, is auditioning for The Addams Family, August 7th and 8th, and callbacks are August 9th. And the show goes up in October. And that's www.dramagroup.org. So go and audition you could be one of the Addams Family members. And then the Beverly Theater Guild, who I was really privileged to be here with last time, is auditioning for Guys and Dolls. And I'm super excited because I'm co-producing the show with my good friend Sheila O'Grady.
Ooh.
I know, it's so fun. But the auditions are going to be August 14th and 15th, and callbacks are August 16th at Morgan Park Academy. And the performances are October 20th to the 22nd. So we need a ton of people. It's a great opportunity for maybe an older crowd in the neighborhood because Guys and Dolls was all age gangsters, the old movie Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando. And you can find out how to audition for that at www.beverlytheaterguild.org.
So you say, hey, anybody can get into this. You want to try it out. You always want to act, anything like that. Meanwhile, you seem like a lifer when it comes to theater. And your daughter is following in your footsteps a little bit because she probably was around it so much. Is that how you got into this, Grace?
Yeah.
Actually, she got me into it because
Really?
I did a little stuff in
You're
high
producing
school.
things already.
I
How did you get to
know.
this point?
Well,
you wouldn't think you'd been around for a while.
She was a little ham in 2016. She's like, I want to do dance and theater. So I got her into a show. She was in Seussical, and then, it's like this, Chris, you don't volunteer for stuff because then you're suckered in for life. So I will do anything and everything backstage to help. I don't enjoy being on stage, but I think it's a great opportunity. I've seen so many people blossom when they find this community. Like maybe they haven't. I had one gentleman who hadn't been on stage since he was in high school 40 years ago.
Wow.
And he came back and he got a starring role in The Sting last year. And he was phenomenal. He found his people. They go out for drinks and coffee and, and pizza and all that stuff. They find their people. So it's really cool. It's a great way to connect with other community members.
Really cool thing to go and see if you're trying to get out and find something to do on the South Side. And then, as you say, a really neat thing to be involved in if you're looking for your people.
And you don't have to be on stage. Like, we always need people to sew costumes and to pick props and to
I know
anything.
you say that, but I got to be on stage. I mean, let's be
course
honest.
you do. Well,
Look at this. I got microphones in my basement.
Nathan Detroit's calling your name. Come on. How well can you roll the dice? We can take you.
Katie, Grace, I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Chris.
Good luck with the performance.
Thank you.
It's the South Side! It's the South Side! It's South Side Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the South Side Pod! Y'all come back now, you hear?